And we're back for the rest of chapter 2. Okay, so what colour eggs? I said. Brown ones, my grandmother said. Biggest eggs I've ever seen in my life. Her mother made omelettes out of them. Delicious they were. I gazed up at my grandmother, who sat there like some ancient queen on her throne. Her eyes were misty grey, and they seemed to be looking at something many miles away. The cigar was the only real thing about her at that moment, and the smoke it made billowed round her head in blue clouds. But the little girl who became a chicken didn't disappear. Oh, wrong character. I'm going to back up and redo that bit. But the little girl who became a chicken didn't disappear, I said. No, not Brigitte. She lived on for many years, laying her brown eggs. You said all of them disappeared. I made a mistake, my grandmother said. I am getting old. I can't remember everything. What happened to the fourth child? I asked. The fourth was a boy called Harold, my grandmother said. One morning his skin went all greyish yellow. Then it became hard and crackly, like the shell of a nut. By evening the boy had turned to stone. Stone? I asked. You mean real stone? Granite, she said. I'll take you to see him if you like. They still keep him in the house. He stands in the hall, a little stone statue. Visitors lean their umbrellas up against him. Although I was very young, I was not prepared to believe everything my grandmother told me. And yet she spoke with such conviction, with such utter seriousness, and with never a smile on her face or a twinkle in her eye, that I found myself beginning to wonder. Go on, grandmamma, I said. You told me there were 5 altogether. What happened to the last one? Would you like a puff of my cigar? She said. I'm only 7, grandmamma. I don't care what age you are, she said. You'll never catch a cold if you smoke cigars. What about 5, grandmamma? Number 5, she said, chewing the end of her cigar as though it were a delicious asparagus, was a rather interesting case. A 9-year-old boy called Leaf was summer holidaying with his family on the Fjord, and the whole family was picnicking and swimming off some rocks. And on one of those little islands, young Leaf dived into the water, and his father, who was watching him, noticed that he stayed under for an unusually long time. When he came to the surface at last, he wasn't Leaf any more. What was he, grandmamma? He was a porpoise. He wasn't, he couldn't have been. He was a lovely young porpoise, she said, and as friendly as could be. Grandmamma, I said. Yes, my darling. Did he really Did he really, truly turn into a porpoise? Absolutely, she said. I knew his mother well. She told me all about it. She told me how Leif the porpoise stayed with them all that afternoon, giving his brothers and sisters rides on his back. They had a wonderful time. Then he waved a flipper at them and swam away, never to be seen again. But Grandmamma, I said, how did they know that the porpoise was actually Leif? He talked to them, my grandmother said. He laughed and joked with them all the time that he was giving them rides. But wasn't there a most tremendous fuss when this happened? I asked. Not much, not much, my grandmother said. You must remember that here in Norway we're used to that sort of thing. There are witches everywhere. There's probably one living in our street this very moment. It's time you went to bed. A witch wouldn't come in through my window in the night, would she? I asked, quaking a little. No, my grandmother said. A witch would never do silly things like climbing up drain pipes or breaking into people's houses. You'll be quite safe in your bed. Come along, I'll tuck you in. Okay, boys and girls, so that was the end of chapter 2, and the grandmother has explained about those children that did go missing. Okay, I look forward to seeing you tomorrow for chapter 3. Your job now is to go and read to yourself for 15 to 20 minutes, and I would like you to try and take a photo of yourself reading in your favorite place in your house, whether you take a selfie or you get someone to take the photo, and then if you could upload it so we can see it and share it, that would be awesome. Have a good day.